Ever wondered why every story about Australia feels otherworldly? Because Australia isn't just different from other continents. It runs on rules that don't match the rest of Earth. This is a continent that's literally drifting fast enough to mess up GPS. It holds crystals older than most of the planet's surface. Its forests don't just survive fire, they're built around it. And it has animals that hunt with electric sensing, animals that weaponize fire, and mammals that lay eggs. From underground cities to glow-in-the-dark beaches, this landscape is one of a kind. Today, we are counting down 45 incredible facts that make Australia so unique. Stay to the end because the final one explains why all of this exists in the first place. And once you hear it, Australia stops feeling like a place and starts feeling like a separate world. Number 45. The continent that breaks GPS. Australia is literally racing toward the equator. It's the fastest moving continent on Earth, drifting 7 centimetres north every year. That's why Australian GPS coordinates have to be manually adjusted every few years. The maps are literally wrong because the land moved. Number 44. The most unique lineup on Earth. About 90% of Australia's mammals, 85% of its flowering plants, and nearly all of its reptiles exist nowhere else on Earth. Kangaroos, koalas, wombats, echidnas, and platypuses aren't just rare. They're survivors of an evolutionary bubble that ran without outside competition for tens of millions of years. Most continents share animals because land bridges and migrations mixed everything together. Australia didn't. When it broke away, it locked the door. Number 43. Earth's oldest surviving pieces. In the Jack Hills, scientists found tiny zircon crystals that are 4.4 billion years old. That means Australia holds the oldest pieces of the Earth's crust ever discovered. Number 42. Forests that demand fire. Most of Australia's forests don't just survive fire, they crave it. Some seeds only open after a bushfire. After a fire, eucalyptus trees look like green toothbrushes. This is because they have thousands of dormant buds hidden deep in their trunks that wait for a stress event to explode into life. Number 41. A river older than dinosaurs. While the Amazon and Nile are young, the Finke River in Central Australia has been flowing through the same valley for nearly 400 million years. It saw the rise and fall of the dinosaurs from the same riverbank. Number 40. The pouch that won a continent. Australia is the only continent where marsupials, mammals with pouches, defeated placental mammals in the race for survival. While placental mammals dominate most continents, Australia became the only place where the marsupial strategy didn't just survive, it filled niches from predators to grazers to climbers. Number 39. Rivers that flow inland. Most continents are like mountains that shed water into the sea. Australia is shaped like a bowl. 50% of its rivers flow inland, ending in massive salt lakes that disappear for years at a time. So instead of water escaping to the ocean, huge parts of Australia trap it. Number 38. Underground ocean that makes life possible. Beneath the red dust of the outback lies the Great Artesian Basin. It's the largest underground water source in the world, holding enough water to fill the Great Lakes several times over. Without it, the interior would be uninhabitable. This isn't a pond underground. It's a continental-scale water vault, pressurized, ancient, and feeding springs that act like life support stations. In an interior that looks empty, the most important river is the one you can't see. Number 37. The dead mainland. No active volcanoes. Australia is the only continent without a single active volcano on its mainland. Because it sits perfectly in the middle of a tectonic plate, it hasn't had a major eruption in thousands of years. Number 36. The venom continent. On every other continent, non-venomous snakes are the majority. In Australia, the rule is flipped. 70% of land snakes here are venomous. It's a world where toxic is the evolutionary standard. Venom becomes the default tool for hunting, and that pressures prey species to get smarter, faster, and more cautious. Number 35. The continent that wasn't supposed to have humans. Australia's ecosystems evolved in isolation. Then humans arrived with foreign players, and everything shifted. Rabbits exploded across the landscape, stripping vegetation faster than it could recover. Cane toads spread toxins that native predators didn't recognize. Cats became hyper-efficient hunters in ecosystems. Some species vanished entirely. Australia became one of the clearest examples of what happens when ancient systems meet modern biological invasions. Number 34. Australia made our oxygen. In Shark Bay, you can see stromatolites. These are living rocks, the exact same organisms that lived 3.5 billion years ago and created the oxygen we breathe today. This is Earth's early chapter still running. Stromatolites are basically microbial skyscrapers, layered growth built by life so old it predates animals. Seeing them feels like looking at the planet before the planet had forests. Number 33. The fence longer than an ocean. To protect livestock, Australians built a fence longer than the width of the Atlantic Ocean. It's a 5,600-kilometre line that separates the dingoes of the north from the sheep of the south. It's one of the biggest human-made boundaries on Earth. Number 32. The most starved soil on Earth. Because Australia hasn't had an ice age in 250 million years, its soil is the most nutrient-depleted on Earth. The plants have had to evolve carnivory or complex root systems just to find a single atom of phosphorus. Number 31. Strawberry milk lakes. Australia has dozens of lakes that are permanently bright pink. It's not pollution, it's a natural reaction between salt, bacteria, and algae that makes the water look like strawberry milk. High salinity creates a niche for organisms that produce pigments. Number 30. Evolution on fast forward. In Australia, skinks don't just change looks, they change lifestyles. As the land breaks into hot, cold, wet, dry, rocky, and sandy pockets, different skink groups get stuck in their own little worlds. And when that happens, they start solving problems in different ways. Some skinks learn to sprint across burning hot sand without overheating. Others evolve bodies better for squeezing through leaf litter or rocky cracks. Some become more active at night to avoid heat, while others shift how they hunt or hide to survive predators. Give those groups enough time apart, and they stop being the same lizard. They become new species with new rules. Number 29. Mountain wall that saves the East. This range is the only reason the East Coast isn't a desert. It catches the Pacific moisture, creating a thin, green strip where 80% of Australians live. Cross to the other side, and you hit the rain shadow, and the continent flips personalities fast. Number 28. The once-in-a-decade lake. Lake Eyre is a ghost lake. Most of the time, it's a blinding white salt flat. But when the inland rivers finally reach it once a decade, it becomes the largest lake in the country and attracts millions of birds from thousands of miles away. Number 27. The cleanest air ever measured. Because Tasmania is positioned in the roaring 40s winds and has no landmass to its west, it officially has the cleanest air ever measured on Earth. That means the air arriving there has crossed huge distances over open ocean without picking up industrial pollution from continents. Number 26. Trees that returned from extinction. In the deep gullies of the Blue Mountains, there are Wollemi pines, trees that were thought to be extinct for 60 million years until a hiker stumbled upon them in 1994. That's not rare, that's lost. It's like a living fossil found not in a museum, but in a secret pocket of forest. Number 25. Ocean that falls sideways. In the Kimberley, the tides are so powerful and the geography so narrow that the ocean literally creates a horizontal waterfall as it squeezes through mountain gaps. Number 24. Sand island that grows rainforest. Kagari is the largest sand island in the world. It's the only place on Earth where a full-scale rainforest grows directly on top of sand dunes at an elevation of 200 meters. Rainforest on sand should not work. Sand drains, nutrients flush out, and forests starve. But here it works. Number 23. Australia's lost monsters. Australia used to be home to marsupial lions with bolt-cutter teeth and 3-meter-tall kangaroos. They only went extinct when humans arrived, changing the continent's fire ecology forever. This is Megafauna Australia, an alternate world of giant herbivores and specialized predators. Number 22. Living mega-organism, stretching 2,300 kilometers. The Great Barrier Reef isn't just a reef. It is a massive, continental-scale ecosystem made of billions of tiny organisms. It's the only living thing on Earth visible from space, stretching over 2,300 kilometers. Number 21. The limestone continent floor. The Nullarbor Plain is a giant, flat, treeless karst plateau. It is the world's largest single exposure of limestone bedrock, and it's so solid that the Trans-Australian Railway runs across it for 478 kilometres without a single curve, the longest straight stretch of track on Earth. Number 20. The Cube Poop Engineer. Wombats are the only animals in the world that produce cube-shaped droppings. This isn't just a quirk, it's a geographic adaptation. Because they use their scent to mark territory on rocks and logs, the square shape prevents the markers from rolling away in the wind or rain. Number 19. Male mothers. In the case of the emu and the southern cassowary, the continental survival strategy is flipped. After the female lays the eggs, she leaves. The male sits on the nest for 2 months without eating or drinking, then raises the chicks alone for up to a year. Number 18. The ocean's most venomous hunter. The box jellyfish found in northern Australia is widely considered the most venomous marine animal on the planet. Its toxin is designed to instantaneously stun prey, so it doesn't struggle and tear the jellyfish's delicate tentacles, a necessary evolution in the rough coastal currents. Number 17. Beehive mountains that don't exist anywhere else. The bungle bungles in Purnululu National Park look like giant orange and black striped beehives. They are made of sandstone karst that has been eroding for 20 million years, creating a landscape that exists nowhere else. Number 16. Mammal that hunts with electricity. The platypus doesn't use sight or smell to hunt underwater. It uses electroreception. Its bill is packed with sensors that detect the tiny electrical impulses generated by the muscles of swimming shrimp. It's essentially a living submarine sonar system. In muddy water where vision fails, Australia produced a mammal that reads prey by electricity, which is one of the strangest hunting systems on Earth. Number 15. The coastline that keeps rebuilding itself. The massive limestone stacks off the coast of Victoria are a masterclass in continental erosion. The Southern Ocean is so powerful that it carves these pillars out of the cliffs, eventually collapses them, and starts carving new ones. It's a moving coastline. Number 14. The town that moved underground. In the town of Kubapedi, the geography is so harsh that people didn't just build homes underground, they built entire cathedrals. These dugouts stay at a perfect 23 degrees Celsius, or 73 degrees Fahrenheit, year-round, while the surface hits a lethal 50 degrees Celsius, or 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 13. Koala's toxic food hack. To survive on a continent with nutrient-poor soil, koalas evolved to eat eucalyptus leaves, which are toxic to almost every other mammal. They have a specialized organ called a cecum, nearly 2 meters long, that uses unique bacteria to neutralize the cyanide-like compounds in the leaves. Number 12. Birds that weaponize fire like humans. Biologists have confirmed that some Australian raptors, like the black kite, intentionally pick up burning sticks from bushfires and drop them in unburned grass to flush out prey. It is the only known instance of non-human animals using fire as a tool. That is one of the most unsettling animal behaviors on the planet. Number 11. Red deserts, made of rusted time. Unlike the Sahara's yellow dunes, Australia's deserts are famous for their deep red colour. This is due to the extreme age of the sand. The iron in the quartz has literally rusted over millions of years of exposure. Number 10. Classrooms that always were remote first. Because the continent is so vast and the interior so sparsely populated, Australia created the world's first radio school, where children on remote cattle stations larger than European countries attend class via satellite and radio. Number 9. Reptile that treats oceans like roads. The saltwater crocodile is the largest living reptile. Unlike other crocs, it can travel thousands of miles through the open ocean to reach new islands, yet it spends most of its time in freshwater rivers. It's a continental apex predator that ignores the boundary between land and sea. That's why it's so dominant. It can patrol rivers, estuaries and coastlines, then relocate across open water. Number 8. Home to the world's happiest animal. On Rottnest Island, there are no natural predators. Because of this geographic isolation, the quokka evolved without a fear instinct, leading to its reputation as the world's happiest animal. Isolation rewires behavior. When predators vanish, fear becomes less useful, and animals can become unusually bold. That's why this species feels so approachable compared to mainland wildlife. Number 7. The island moat that saved a predator. When predators, like dingoes, arrived on the mainland, the Tasmanian devil went extinct everywhere except for the island of Tasmania. The Bass Strait acted as a geographic moat that preserved the world's largest carnivorous marsupial. Number 6. The oldest exposed surface on Earth. Geologists have found that parts of the Australian outback have remained exposed to the air for over 60 million years without being covered by oceans or glaciers. It is the oldest, most stable land surface on Earth. Number 5. A living biological museum. Gibson Desert in Western Australia is so remote and unchanged that it contains plant species that have remained genetically identical for millions of years. It's a biological museum where time has effectively stood still. That's part of Australia's broader pattern. It can preserve ancient forms too. Number 4. Drifted away with a sample pack. 180 million years ago, Australia was the heart of the supercontinent Gondwana. When it broke away 50 million years ago, it took a sample pack of the world's most ancient plants and animals. Australia didn't just separate geographically, it separated biologically. Number 3. Jellyfish with 24 eyes. Despite being a simple jellyfish, the box jellyfish has 24 eyes, some with lenses and retinas. It is a highly evolved hunter that can actually navigate and steer, unlike other jellies that just drift. This is not a drifting blob. It's a swimmer with sensory equipment. Eyes with lenses means it can form images, detect obstacles, and behave more like an active predator than a passive trap. Number 2. The 65,000-year-old map. Aboriginal Australians have song lines, oral maps of the continent's geography. These songs describe landmarks, waterholes, and even stars, allowing people to navigate thousands of miles of desert without a compass for over 60,000 years. Number 1. Its own planet. Australia is a microplanet. Because it has been separated from the rest of the world for 50 million years, it has developed its own rules for biology, geology, and survival. It's not just another continent. It's Earth's greatest experiment in what happens when life is left alone. This is the umbrella explanation. Isolation plus age plus harsh cycles creates outcomes that look impossible elsewhere. Until you remember, Australia has been running its own long experiment for tens of millions of years. There you have it, 45 incredible facts about Australia. Which one caught you off guard the most? Drop it in the comments, and if you want more geography that actually explains why a place is the way it is, subscribe to Points on the Map.